Hey guys, hope you're having a good Friday. I'm so glad to be here with you. I have had a lot of comments this week and questions about how to build a good circle of people around you. And I thought I'd chat with you about that tonight. I'm Sage from Growing Sage. I'm a growth coach. And our topic tonight is how to build a good circle or tribe around you so that you can reach your growth goals and just have fun in life. So that's what we're talking about tonight. I'm hoping that you guys will join me, and if you think there's somebody in your life that could use this topic tonight, share it with them so that they can jump on and listen to the topic. So basically, if you just joined on, we're talking about how do we build a good tribe of people or a good group around us that's going to be supportive for us when we're ready to grow, we're ready to level up. So let's go through some steps together. So the first step I have for you is, you really need to consider basically that different stages of life require different groups or tribes around us, and that's okay. And we have stages in life where maybe our objective is just to have fun or to, discover a little bit more about ourselves or a little bit more about our passions or our purposes. And that is, an opportunity for a certain, group or tribe. Or maybe we really need to get some projects done, or we're ready for a big move, or maybe we're raising a family and we need to find some great people that can be our tribe to raise our family that will support us in our beliefs. Or maybe we're at that phase where we're ready to chase some dreams and chase some goals. So it's okay to be at different stages of your life and have different groups or, tribes with you so that, you feel that support that you need so you can level up. That's the first kind of piece of this. Now, the next piece is that we want to make sure that we're identifying the qualities that are important to us. So I think that's something you have to do in a quiet space, and you have to just really ask yourself and be centered and be in a good rested spot to kind of make your list. So I did that before we got on, and I made my list, and I kind of decided I started with positives, and then I did negatives, and I just decided to do 5. You can do 3 or 1 or whatever's important to you. But let me just give you some ideas. So my positives are, for me, I really need people in my life that are super compassionate. They see the good in other people. They want the best for other people. They're willing to step up and be of service. Those are the people that I want to surround myself with, because on my bad moments, on my times of rough spots, I want to be around those type of people so I remember that is my passion or purpose on this lifetime, and I want to be reminded of that. So that's huge for me. I want my tribe or circle to be thoughtful. So I want them to think of little things, little things that are, remember if you say you have a big meeting come up, they throw you a text. Hey, best wishes on your big meeting. That means a lot to me. I want a good communicator. So I live a crazy schedule. I have different jobs. So I like somebody who doesn't have a problem with saying, hey, how about this? Or how about this? And you can do a lot of that in a text message. But then it's really important that they're a good communicator when you finally get time to sit down with them and cherish them and be around them, because then you can really see their heart and their spirit. And those things are super important. I like people who are impeccable with their word. So if you've read the good old 4 Agreements book. If you haven't, you should. But if you have read that, you know what it means. But if you say you're going to do something, do it. That means a lot to me. And then the other thing is people who are really grateful. So they are grateful for experiences they get, people they meet, those type of things. So here are my negatives. I can buzz through these quicker. I I get this icky feeling with people who are mooches. That bothers me. I also don't like complainers. Like, I understand we're all gonna have our bad day, or we're gonna need to vent something, but like, there's those people that just, like, every single time you see them, they're complaining. Needy people, judgy people, and people who don't really understand like my design of my life or my schedule, and they take it personally. I think you can understand, if you really care about somebody, you know, what they've got going on, and still be there for them. So I encourage you to sit down and do your list. So if you're just joining, I'm Sage from Growing Sage, and I'm a growth coach, and the hot topic lately has really been, how do I find those really good people in my life that are going to be there and they're going to support me and help me grow. And we talked about how it's okay to have different, you know, tribes at different times, but you also need to identify what qualities are important to you now. What do you need now in your life for your tribe? The next thing is you got to set good boundaries. If you have good intentions and you're a compassionate, loving person, people will take advantage of that. There's always people out there that are going to do that. And it's not like you have to have like ill will against those people. You just have to have very firm, well communicated boundaries. And you have to also understand that's their journey and let it go. It's not your problem that they, you know, that they meet my negatives list. That's not my problem. That's something that's part of their journey and their experience. It's just something I don't have time for right now in my journey. And I can wish them well. I can pray for them. I can let that go. Okay. So the next phase of building a good tribe is really understanding some quality keys to having a good tribe. So let's go through some of those. You have to understand that the world is all energy, right? And if you haven't heard of the law of attraction, I highly recommend that you read up on the law of attraction. But basically what it states is that the world's all energy. So if we're sending out a certain type of energy, that's what we're asking for in return. So if you are making your little list of positives and you can't do these for other people, then how do you expect the universe to send those positives back to you? Think about that a little bit. How can you rise up to those qualities that you're looking for in other people so that you can send that out into the world and they can bring it back? The next thing is you have to be okay with being alone. Being alone is an underrated thing. It is actually very precious. And there are moments and times in our life when we need space and we need to be alone, and we need to just hear the voice of our own heart and our own spirit. And if we clutter it up with a bunch of people and their own issues, we can't hear that stuff. So if you're in a space right now where you're feeling alone and you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to start from scratch with this tribe and with my circle, that's okay. Maybe the universe is telling you that this is a time where you need to be alone. You need to dig through some of that stuff. And that's okay. Because if you can't enjoy and appreciate being with yourself, there's your big problem. Who else is going to want to appreciate being with you if you can't love and appreciate yourself? So you got to start there. So the next thing is, I think it's also okay to have different circles for different parts of your life. I feel like I do. And I think that if you can navigate that to where you can appreciate this group over here that really is the support of your dreams and your passions, and you can appreciate this group over here that really understands what you do for a living, that's totally okay. And you can navigate all that well, and sometimes the groups cross over, sometimes they don't, but you just want to make sure that you accept that. That's okay. And then the next thing is you really want to make sure that you are just spilling out lots and lots and lots of gratitude. Because if you find a good person that meets your criteria, you need to be so thankful, because you have to have some grace and ease with this. You have to understand everybody is going through their own journey and they're learning their own lessons, and we all change at different speeds, and we all grow when we're ready. You can't force anybody else to do that. So if you find a good one, a keeper, you better let them know. And if you missed my last post on Growing Sage, we talked about how to appreciate others. And we did a nice thing where we sent out messages to appreciate 3 different people in our lives. And that's a great place to start, is start with that gratitude and that appreciation. Because I can tell you what, I'm way more likely to show up for something or be part of something in a relationship with somebody who I know is going to appreciate me. That's a huge, huge deal. The last thing is you just have to also have some grace with this one and understand that relationships have their lifespans. And it's okay if somebody's meant to be in your life for a week or a month or 6 months or 5 years or forever. You don't know. And most people are brought into our life because they're there for a purpose or a reason, and maybe we are on kind of paths, and then they join and we grow together, and then maybe they divide back off. And you can't take that kind of stuff personal. You just can't. And you never know if the paths are going to come back together again. And that's the beauty of living this lifetime, is that you have to be able to have that ease and grace with other humans, because we're all doing the best that we can, with what we've got in front of us and the knowledge we've got and the experiences we're going through right now. So that's okay too. It's really okay. So if you're just kind of joined in the middle, I just want to say, again, I'm Sage from Growing Sage on Facebook and Growing Sage Journey on Instagram. And, we're talking about how to grow a good tribe or circle around you. And we just talked about, remember, it's okay that you have different tribes, different circles at different times. It's really important to identify your positives and your negatives for, what you want to attract, because if you identify it, you can intend that and really try and draw those people into your life. It's good to set good boundaries so you don't get those leeches that see the good in you and are just sucking your energy, because we've got better things to do with our energy, don't we? And then you just want to make sure that you're okay with concepts like being alone, and making sure that you have gratitude for the people that you do have in your circle. And you're sending out really good energy, because if you are just sending out like, oh my God, I have nobody in my tribe and I'm lonely, you're going to draw in people who will take advantage of you. That's when you draw in people that are the narcissists and the needies and the low self-esteemers, and they will suck the energy out of you. So those are all good things to think about as you're navigating 2021 and you're looking for, what you want to grow this year. Is we're here to have this experience, I believe, on this earth, this life experience, right? And I really think we're here to grow into better versions of ourselves, but we're also here to love and give back to others. And that's why it's so important to, find those keepers in this lifetime, those really good ones, and just love on them and have gratitude for them and be grateful you have them in your life. So if you like what I'm talking about and you're interested, just share it with somebody else, and maybe tag them and say, thanks for being part of my tribe, being part of my circle. And if you are interested in any posts that follow these same lines of growth, then at Growing Sage on Facebook, at Growing Sage Journey on Instagram. I also have a webpage, growingsagejourney.com. There's some cool blogs on there I just put on. So anyway, I am blessed. Kisses to you. Friday. I hope you guys all have some awesome plans for tonight. Mine are cuddling some awesome dogs on my couch and spending some time with my husband. And I hope you've got as good a plans, if not better. I wish you the best. Find that tribe. Build that tribe. Be somebody else's tribe. And keep growing with me. Thanks, guys. Love ya.